guys, especially to you ma'am. This is General Imutin Mumungan Pitus Anduyan, and you can call me RIEL. I will talk about the shipboard organizational structure. I will talk about 3 departments: the deck department, engine department, and the stewards department. The captain or master is the ship highest responsible officer, acting on behalf of the ship manager. The captain or the master is legally responsible for the day-to-day management of the ship. It is his or her responsibility to ensure that all departments perform legally to the ship owner or manager. And now, I will talk about the deck department. Deck team is the vessel, route, watch continuing to maintain the ship's hull, cargo, gear, and accommodating, dealing with the boat's life-saving, and putting out fire appliances. The deck division is likewise one in control with receiving, releasing, and carrying the payload. Chief mate and chief officer. The main official, likewise called as boss mate or first mate, is the top of the deck office. The person is the second in order after the chief or ship lord. The central official basically obligation are the vessel's payload, activities, solidness, and administering the deck group. The central official is liable for the well-being and security of the ship, just as the government assistance of the group locally available. The third official, additionally called third mate, principally accused of the well-being of the ship and group. The third official, for the most part, feels is as the ship's central security officials. The third official is the following authorized position locally available the vessels as fourth in order. The bosun is an individual from the deck division. Their obligation is to direct the deck team of the vessel. The individual is question included under the domain of the boss officer in the arranging, planning, and doling out of the work to the deck team on transport. The boat's boatswains manage the freight, dealing with reviews, and keeps up the apparatus and deck gear. His obligation additionally incorporate regulating, securing, powering, towing, moving of workforce and load, and the activity and support of boats. Able seaman. Capable sailor is likewise called AB quartermaster. Health official on navigational watch. Accountable for deck, upkeep, and cleaning under the immediate management of the boatswains. Is likewise called OS, considered as a AB in training, liable for the neatness and upkeep of the vessel. A deck cadet is an understudy who needs to get familiar with the essential obligations of a deck official on board on a boat. The cadet needs to finish the indoors ocean time to take the test of the subsequent mate. Despite the fact that the cadet is ready, they actually need to finish their investigation. A motor division or engineering department is an authoritative unit on board, a group of engineers that is answerable for the activity, upkeep, and fix of the drive framework and payload. The chief engineer is a similar rank as the captain. but the captain is the commanding officer on board and in overall command of the vessel. As commanding officer, he is responsible for the vessel, cargo, and crew. Therefore, all personnel on board answer to him. A Marine Chief Engineer is a key member of the onboard crew, overseeing the entire marine engineering department on the vessel and responsible for the maintenance and operation of all engineering equipment on board the vessel. In an emergency, the Marine Chief Engineer will assume complete control of the engine room. The second engineer's responsibilities include, but are not limited to, the execution of planned maintenance, supervision of repairs, and advising chief engineer on ordering of spares and consumables. The second engineer is responsible for the planning and organization of the engine room crew. Third engineers report directly to the second engineer and are responsible for watchkeeping duties and the effective and timely completion of maintenance and repair activities on deck and in the engine rooms. Fourth engineers taking daily tank sounding of fuel oil, diesel oil, lube, and cylinder oil on board ship and record keeping of the same. Record keeping of sludge and bilge on board, acting as an assistant in charge to chief engineer for operation during bunker of fuel, diesel, and lubed oil. The electro-technical officer or electrical officer is a licensed member of the engine department of a merchant ship as per STCW section A36 of the STCW code and is the most vital in the technical hierarchy of modern advanced ships with automated and conventional electrical and electronic systems. The general duties of electrical engineer or electro-technical officer are emergency batteries for alarm and lights, lifeboats batteries, batteries for emergency generator, and other batteries fitted on board. Fitter. Marine fitter operate machines to produce parts of or tools by turning, boring, milling, planing, shaping, slotting, grinding, or drilling metal stock or components. Fit and assemble metal parts, tools, or some assemblies, including welding or brazing parts, cut thread, bend, and install hydraulic and pneumatic pipes and lines. An oiler is a worker whose main job is to oil machinery. In previous eras, there were oiler positions in various industries, including maritime work, railroading, steelmaking, and mining. The main duty of an oiler is the maintaining, cleaning, and at times operating ship engine parts, including blowers, compressor, motors, gears, ejectors, and other equipment. They are responsible for operating the lubricant filtering and purifying equipment and keeping logs of the oiling. A wiper is the most junior rate in the engine room of a ship. The role of a wiper consists of cleaning the engine spaces and machinery and assisting the engineer as directed. Railroad workers who perform similar jobs were also known as wipers, or in the UK, cleaners. The role of a wiper consists of cleaning the engine spaces and machinery and assists the engineers directed. The position is the apprenticeship to become an oiler. In modern times, a wiper is required to work on a ship for a specific amount of time, gaining what is referred to as sea time. Engine cadet is placed on board for the purpose of the training to become an engineer officer, learning the rudiments of the shipboard function through on-the-job training scheme and by the collective support of his shipmates and superiors, particularly the senior engineers officers. Engine cadet perform all engineering duties on board ship under supervision of a licensed engine officer, assess all told engineering-related tasks, both operational and maintenance, complete cadet training book tasks and project in an exceedingly timely manner and in a good order, active and positive participant, all told safety meetings. The steward department consists of serving staff and generally refers to the galley, or we can call kitchens. The main duties of these crew members are to prepare and serve meals for the ship crew and conducting general housekeeping aboard the ship. A chief steward is the senior crew member working in the steward's department of a ship. It supervises and coordinates activities of pantry, storeroom, and non-cooking kitchen workers, as well as purchases, kitchen, supplies, and equipment. She inspects kitchens, workrooms, storerooms, and equipment for cleanliness and order. Messman, the all-around man. He may perform any of the following duties: setting tables, serving food, or waiting on tables. Part of his job is also to clean the dishes and equipment, prepare coffee and beverages, make beds, and clean quarters of officers. He is used wherever the chief steward wants him. Thank you for watching my video, and that's all, and God bless.